$1 bills. My ritual money. On this Venus day. On this Venus day. What up, Jaren? What's up, Zakiba? Give everybody a little minute to get in here. Let the people figure it out. Those who know, they'll get it. Those who don't get it, they won't get it. Free game on this Venus day. I give thanks. Answering any questions. How did I get a copyright strike? Welcome to another episode of Talking Fiction. I'm your boy, Nocturnal the Formrunna, and I give thanks for all of you people who have been around for the years to reap the benefits of the information that I've been delivering, and that so many people are now adapting into their way of life. Welcome. Tonight, I give thanks. I answer your questions: health and wellness, spirituality, manifestation. All of these questions that have become so popular now. There are a lot of new people who are just stumbling upon me. There are a lot of people who are just figuring out what I do. But every video that they watch on YouTube, every page that they subscribe to on Instagram are derivatives of what I've been teaching and delivering for the past 25 years. Every manifestation channel that you watch and every perspective that you get from everybody We've been teaching these things for 20 years. In health and wellness, before any of the doctors and the science that you have seen come across your timeline, we told you that it was going to happen. Welcome. I really should say that I am from the future, but the future is now. And what I say now dictates what's to come, because everything that I talk about, before I talked about it, you never heard it. Isn't that ironic? Before I spoke about these things, you never heard them mentioned. For the last 10 years, everybody was vegan. For the last 10 years, 15 years, everybody was on the vegan, vegetarian, keto, Mediterranean diet. Everybody was on diets. For the last 15 years, everybody was talking about diets. Plant-based, vegan, keto. Everybody was talking about diets. We told you that you don't have to do no diets. We told you that we don't do no diets. We told you that these diets would put you in a position that would reduce your ability to create the reality that you want. We told you that diets and all of the modalities were not congruent to what was coming. Now, everybody talking about manifestation. Manifesting. Creating reality. Living in the now. Everybody's on this wave of things. They're all having mediocre results. That's why they can look for Abraham and Bashir and this person and that person and that channel and that channel. Don't matter what channel you go to. It doesn't matter who you listen to. For 20 years, I told you that you will come to this understanding. For 20 years, I told you that you would come to this understanding. Now that the understanding is upon you, everybody got a channel now, trying to tell you how to create your reality, when they have not even mastered their own. What's crazy to me is that it is because of you and your power. Let me show you how powerful you are. You have people that come online and they try and coach you on how to manipulate time and space so that it works for you. Yet, if you don't manipulate time and space to work for you, based on what they're saying to you, what good are they? You are the you manifested those, me, and everybody else. We are an extension of you. So let's just ask the question. Every question that you ask me is an extension of you. Every question that you ask me is an extension of you. Because I'm only here as a representation of a manifestation that you put into reality. So we're doing questions and answers the real way. Real shit. Real answers. No beating around the bush. No nonsense. So this person says, what up, Unc? Do you goon? What is that? Define that for me. Because I don't know what that is. Because I'm old school. And a goon is somebody that we send to see about you. See the outer gods, Omagumu, Kekambo, Lokeo, Awalensu, Lalila, Labado, Alcala, even Anubis. They goons. They will go see about you. So you have to define your context. Questions on this Venus Day, Friday. Context. Troll or not, it matters not. The universe hears everything because the universe is a representation of how you see yourself. Because the universe and everything in your life is a reflection of you. My partners, like, bro, I don't know why you had these trolls in your life, bro. Some people just like to see who they are. They can't accept it sometimes, and that's okay. Because in this reality, you will come to the understanding of who you really are. And whatever intentions you have set forth for you, definitely present itself. Definitely. So, welcome. Hello, Braden. Welcome. Welcome. You have incarnated here with an avatar that was given to you by your mother and father, who was given their avatars by their mother and father. For the first 7 years of your life, you was absorbing energy, vibration, given to you via words, emotions, community, all the things that you lived. I will be cut short because I got a question. Wisdom spewer. What's the best way to deal with a past sexual trauma? I have to ask you a question. Wisdom. I gotta ask a question. When you think, and we're gonna fix it, okay? We're gonna fix your trauma, okay? Easily. I want you to think about it. When you think about the trauma, the sexual trauma that you speak of, not to get you to relive it, I just want you to think about it, that you speak of. What color comes to mind? What color does that trauma represent to you? Hold on to that question, Braden. Hold on to that question, all right? We'll get to it. Yellow. Let's see what yellow has to say about your traumas. Look at my notes. Yellow. Tuesday. Wednesday. Yellow comes to your mind when you think about sexual trauma. No, Braden, yellow does not represent joy and happiness, okay? I want you to pay attention, okay? Because you're going to get a different type of lesson. You're going to learn a different You're going to be very well versed on things before you leave this particular live. Can't speak for nobody else, but I'm guaranteeing you, I guarantee you, wisdom is going to know what I'm talking about. Okay. When you think about that trauma, and it represents the color yellow. Yellow designates or represent having to make a decision. Whether it was a hard decision or easy decision, it was maybe a decision that you didn't even you didn't want to make. But it represents a conflict in the decision that you had to make. Whether it was an emotional decision, like say if something happened and you had to make a decision on whether to stop fucking with somebody or not. It was something that dealt with the emotional trauma that forced you to have to make a decision that also cost you some sort of embarrassment to talk about or to deal with or to even bring back to the surface. Yellow represents a conflict, a mental conflict. A lot of times when people have a sexual trauma and yellow is part of that sexual trauma, they deal with the conflict of telling it or not telling it due to the fact of the embarrassment that it'll bring. A lot of people who have a conflict of sexual deviancy that affect people, that becomes a trauma. Most of the time, the person that committed the act is truly a coward in society. Most cowards, because that represent a yellow stripe down your back. Cowards. A coward. And because of the position that you was in when it transpired, the embarrassment and the silence, because with that comes the silence of tolerance. That's a tough one. That's tough, wisdom. That's tough. Overcoming. The first thing you have to do, if you have to forgive yourself. Had nothing to do with you. Depending on, let me say this, depending on how old you were when the trauma occurred, the universe does not make concessions. This is the part that a lot of people miss. Creation is indiscriminate. what you think about will present itself in your reality, depending on how you've been conditioned. Conditioning. First 7 years, next 7 years, next 7 years. 7, 14, 21. Your conditioning matters. You are who you are based on the first 7 years. You act the way you act based on the next 7 years. You accept or deny what you are based on the next 7 years. So it depends on how old you were, when the trauma occurred. Because if it represents that particular color, now what you have to do is you start your Wednesday, the window to the soul. Wednesday. Represents yellow. Unless you deal with yourself, you're going to continuously be in a cycle. It's going to keep, your old self is going to keep reminding you of things that don't represent who you really are. You are not your trauma. You don't represent the sexual deviancy of another human being, because you don't know what you were thinking at the time that was bringing that reality to you. And the first step to getting past that particular reality is forgiving you, because you are being harder on you than society could ever be. Forgive you and let that shit get off your organ systems. Everything starts with you. Everything ends with you. You are the Alpha and the Omega. You are the end all be all to the reality that you live. And how you react and respond to everything represents who you are. I believe, just my belief, I believe you are far superior than any emotion that can hold you hostage. You just have not tapped into who you really are. Just got to forgive you. Forgive you. The tears that you release are the memories that should never come back, because all you have is now. And every time you bring that here, it lives. But when you release it, it never comes back. Welcome to another episode talking fiction. That was an example, real life example of color cycling therapy. All right, Tasha, let me give you a wrench. I'll let you handle them. I'll let you handle them. You handle these trolls. Then. You know, I give you the wrench. You do what you do. You should never lose sleep over anybody or anything. You should never lose sleep. Let me tell you why you should never lose sleep. Okay? Let me tell you why you should never, out of everything in your life, you should never ever lose sleep. And I know it's emotionally, I know how the trauma attaches to you. I know how it sits in the organ systems. I understand it. And when it forces you to lose sleep, this is what happens. Right before sleep is theta. Theta is when you're the most impressionable. And the way that I teach is that we practice breath work before bed. We ventilate the lungs. That means we get rid of all of the bad, the carbon dioxide that represents the bad things. Remove that from the body. And we create in our mind who and what we want to be. And we fall asleep in that state of mind. So that when you go to sleep and the subconscious quantum existence of everything vibrational, it moves on your behalf to bring into your reality that at which you want and ask for in thought. But if trauma plagues you before sleep, if questions and the what ifs and all of the hows and whys, if these are the things that plague you before you go to sleep, then you're going to wake up in the same, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I supposed to be able to trust another man? How, what, when, where? You're going to wake up in that same energetic space every single day. And over time, as you become well versed in the addiction of that trauma, it becomes harder for you to trust men. It becomes harder for you to trust people. And eventually, the worst, it becomes harder for you to trust you. You ever hear those people that say, I don't know what I would do if? That's a blackout. I don't trust me in a situation. Like, that's I don't know who the other person that dwells within me. I don't know who God is. This is a very serious question for everybody in the chat. It's a very simple question, and it seems like nothing, but I really need y'all to give this some thought before you start to define and answer this question that I'm about to ask you. I really need you to give this some thought. Don't just blurt it out. Don't just write it down. This is not nothing for the chat. This is not nothing, something for you to type to me. Because this is for you. This is for you. You are perfect. You are operating perfect form. It is form overweight. Perfection in you over the perfection of society. Society will fall in line with your perfection every time. So I need you to really think about this. Give it some time. Give it some days. Give it some weeks. Talk to yourself. Do the mirror work before you answer this question. Okay? That's all I ask. Y'all can DM me. Y'all can leave me messages. Y'all can tell me whatever y'all want. I don't care. Because I don't fuck with free will. That's one of the form of overweight golden rules. I don't fuck with free will. You need to really think about this. Who are you? Who am I? You are who you say you are. You are who you define yourself to be. You are. So you need to take some time and figure out who you are. And listen. Listen. There's no limitations. I am. You can write 1,000,000 of them. But the biggest thing is you need to figure out who you are. That's it. And when you say I am, the universe moves to that. You are who you say you are. With my adolescence, that's the biggest thing with my adolescence, with my junior high kids and with my high school kids. It's the depiction from other people on who they are perceived to be. A lot of people are making references to my red eyes. They don't even know that I was the red man. For all of my adolescent life, I had red hair. I've had red eyes since I was 10 years old. My sclera of my eyes have been red since I was 10. My hair didn't even turn black till I was about 15 years old. I was a red man. Got red hair under my arms. I got red, everything is red. I didn't get black hair until I was almost an adult. I was red everything. Red eyes, red hair, I'm just a red man. Half Choctaw Indian. I'm just a red man. And so people made fun of that. And that's cool because who they thought I was wasn't who I thought I was. And it's ironic that at 50, I look phenomenal. And them at 50, See, I'm 50. And all those people who thought the red man at 50, they look how they look. And every time I see those people, they ask me, how you do it? So how you look to other people don't matter. It's how you look to you. That's how it works. I look younger than everybody I know. I got friends that are 45 years old that look like they 80. Every time I come around, they looking at me like, bro, hey, you need to give me some of that shit you on, bro. I'm herb juice and water. And it's not about what you eat. We don't do no diets. We don't do no diets. I don't do no diets. Anybody over here, we don't do no diets. We eat everything, dog. We eat pork. We eat beef. We eat ham. We eat hamburgers. We eat hot dog. We eat McDonald's. We eat Chick-fil-A. We eat Popeyes. We eat everything. We don't do no diets. It's not about the diet either. It's not about the diet. It ain't about one time. We eat 3, 4, 5 times a day. We eat all day. We snack cookies, snacks, sodas. We eat everything. We don't take nothing out of your diet over here. I'm brolic. Still, muscles everywhere. I don't work out. It ain't about none of that. It ain't about none of that stuff that everybody been telling y'all about, man. Everybody been telling y'all and pushing on you. What's that? Osoroshi Nights. Osoroshi Nights, check this out. Caloric intake don't make a difference. I done ate 3,000 calories. I done ate 5,000 calories. Don't none of that shit matter. Don't none of that matter. It only matters because you say it matters. Somebody convinced you that your caloric intake matters. Somebody convinced you of that. You read a paper. You held somebody in high regard of a science or somebody that you respected told you that caloric intakes matter. And you believed it. So if you believe that caloric intake matters, then it does matter for you. I take all of those training wheels off of you. Caloric intake don't matter at all. Well, you gotta understand South Texas, bro. You gotta understand Houston. You gotta understand Galveston. You gotta understand Port Arthur. You gotta understand those places in South Texas, bro. They different, bro. You gotta understand where you come from, dog. Bro, listen, bro. South Louisiana, bro. I already know what you're going through. You are not weird. You're you. What everybody think about you ain't your problem. And let me show you how cold you are, right? You said, and the people in Chicago think you laid back. How far was you? How far was your process of thinking to take you to a position, to a place, to put you in a position for you to dwell and be the person that you needed to be. That's how fire you are. That's how cold you are. Everybody else was calling you weird, and everybody talking to, or everybody else is putting their judgment of themselves on you, while you manifesting and putting yourself in a position to where you can thrive. So you got to understand. See, because it's kind of crazy, because I used to be 265 at 5'9", eating everything under the sun, believing that particular thing. When I lost all the weight, utilizing the rule of the mile, I went from 265 at 5'9" down to 210. When I came to the understanding that I was in control and not the food, and I told the food what to do, I never gained the weight again. So let me ask you a question. We have all of these things on the market that says 0 calories. What in nature has 0 calories? What in nature do not operate with a heat signature in a natural body? Nothing. Nothing. So when you have things that have what they call what they call them, empty calories. So you got things that you're putting into the body that don't generate no heat. Anything that doesn't generate any heat has to be balanced. The only way that you can balance a thing that comes into the body that don't generate no heat: water, carbon dioxide, and lipids. Because the thyroid, obese people who done threw their thyroid out drinking cold drinks. Cold drinks. See, they don't even know that their metabolism is fucked up because they're drinking cold stuff. They put me some ice water. Let me get that in ice, extra ice. Show me a fat person, I'll show you somebody that like cold drinks. Cold drinks and empty calories. As soon as you eat a calorie and you put something cold, stagnation of digestion. So here's what you say. I drink cold stuff all the time. I keep 9% body fat at 45. You said 9% body fat. You said you 45 years old with 9% body fat, and you drink cold things all the time to a master nutritionist and a master trainer. See, this is what happens when people come online with the bullshit. When you come online and you run into somebody that really knows something, like I don't care how many bodybuilding magazines you ever read. I don't care how much TRT you're taking. I don't care about any YouTube videos you done watched. I don't care about how many videos and research papers you done looked at. You just said to me, a person who knows more than anybody probably you've seen online about nutrition that you've never heard of, because I'm not popular. I don't put myself out. I'm new. Been around for 35 years. Everybody that you think is popular, I was around before them. None of these people that you look up to was around in 92, 93, 94. I'm not a young dude, bro. You said to me, you drink cold things all the time, and that you're 9% body fat at 45 years old. You just said that to me. So let me ask you a question. How often do you work out, and what does your workout look like? At 9% body fat, because the Blade wasn't 9% body fat. Jay Cutler wasn't 9% body fat. No bodybuilder that has won Mr. Olympia was 9% body fat. So let's talk now. Because see, this is what happened when people come on capping. I've been around a long time, dog. I've been around the greatest, and everybody in every research paper that you'd have never read, I've been around before that. Every obese person that you know, they like cold drinks. So you do a circuit workout. You can't be 9% body fat. You can't be. But hey, if you say so, it's the internet. You are what you say you are. Everybody is what they say they are on the internet. I'm not saying you're not. You know what? You are 9% body fat at 45. It's just hard for me to believe when the last 10 Mr. Olympias was not even 9% body fat. It's just kind of hard to believe. But that's okay. Whatever you say. Every obese person that you know, they'll eat a piece of pizza and they'll drink a Coke, or they'll drink some sort of carbonation, or they'll drink some sort of juice, and it's cold. Or the first thing that they put in their body in the morning is something cool. Oh, most definitely, we can collab, bro, because, you know, I haven't trained in 8 years. I'm 17% body fat, and I don't do no training. So we can definitely collab, and you ain't got to show me whatever you say, bro. I believe you. I believe you. And that's cool. No Coke, that's a good thing. As long as, because anytime you add carbonation, it retards digestion. And most people who are obese, they gotta have something to drink when they're eating, because they're eating so much they don't even possess let me tell you something else about people who are obese. They're so dehydrated that they eat so much food that they can't even produce enough saliva to break down the carbs in the mouth, because carbs are broken down in the mouth. Proteins are broken down in the stomach. They don't even possess enough saliva to break down the carbs in the mouth. So they have to drink something. So they're going to drink their preferred drink. It goes hand in hand, man. This is what people do. Eczema and psoriasis, both. Eczema and psoriasis, both are easy to fix. They are both liver dysfunctions. They're both liver dysfunctions because you got a stomach problem. Eczema runs family deep because most families eat the same shit. And they have the same predispositions to the same diseases, or the same, not diseases, let's not manifest that. They have the same predispositions to the same metabolic malfunctions. Let's look at that. That's liver dysfunction. That's constipation. Cool. Cool. Yeah, for sure. Long as you stay hydrated, bro, that's all that matters, bro. For sure. Do that. Do that. We can definitely collab, bro. We can definitely collab. Because I'm 50. And I'm brolic as fuck. And I don't lift no weights. Used to. Haven't lifted weights in like 7, 8 years. And they're right done. I haven't lifted weight in about 7, 8 years, but I'm still brolic. Y'all go check me out on Instagram. It's the same name, Instagram and YouTube. So diabetes is a kidneys problem. Diabetes is a constipation kidney problem. Everybody think diabetes is a pancreatic problem. Diabetes is not a pancreatic problem because the pancreas is still producing insulin. It's the fact that the cells don't allow insulin to escort the sugar in. So the sugar has to get clear through the kidneys. That's because your liver and your stomach is messed up. Your liver and your stomach, you got to fix. Listen, first of all, most people get type 2 diabetes because they don't chew their food up. Most people, 60% of people, they go 30 years without chewing their food up. And then when they develop type 2 diabetes, they think it just happened all of a sudden. Oh, it's the sugar. Sugar is metabolized in the mouth. Sugar should not be metabolized in the stomach, in the gut system. These are the fine-tuned pieces that science just overlooked altogether. And the reason why a lot of people have a lot of problems later on in life is constipation. You can't get water in the body, so you're chronically dehydrated. The blood is operating as a sludge. So you're not chewing up the food enough so that it can be broken down in the mouth. So when it gets to the stomach as liquid, it can easily be processed. But you do this for 20, 30 years. You go through junior high, you go through middle school, you go through high school. You don't want to take a shit in the school. Knowing you got to shit, you got to wait till you get home. For 12, 13, 14 years, you got fecal impaction from 12 years thinking that you can absorb water. You're chronically dehydrated. Your kidneys are failing. And you wonder why you got high blood pressure at 28. And then you got type 2 diabetes at 33. All of these things run congruent. If you don't shit, I'm going to tell you what right now. Everybody that you know who didn't take 3 shits between the ages of 11 and 29 per day, they're going to be sick. That's how I go. They're going to be sick. You get cheese out the system with the ACV mix and the walnuts. ACV mix will break down cheese like it ain't nothing. If you got hype, listen, Lamar, West Hill, I don't know if anybody ever told you this. I don't know if anybody ever told you this, but I'm going to tell you what high blood pressure is. You know what high blood pressure? Okay, I'm going to tell you two things. High blood pressure, you don't have to cut the cheese. It's just people don't know how to get cheese out of the body. But anyway, let's talk about Lamar Will. You have been misdiagnosed with high blood pressure. Even though your blood pressure is high, I don't like to call it that. I like to call it a potassium deficiency. Because they tell you to cut the sodium. Why? Why do they tell you to cut the sodium? So you can balance out your potassium. You done went 20, 30 years with no potassium and all of this salt, and your blood pressure has went through the roof because you're constipated. And now they tell you to cut down on the sodium so that the foods that you eat with potassium can now bring the potassium balance back in the body. You got a potassium deficiency. That's why most of the time, the first thing they do is they put you on a blood pressure medication to slow down the heart. They give you a potassium pill or some sort of cholesterol pill to shut down the liver's production of cholesterol because of the clotting factors. And then what happens is your testosterone go down and your ability for life and all this other type of shit starts to get all out of place because your heart rate goes down. Blood pressure meds don't do nothing but slow down your heart. It doesn't lower your blood pressure. It slows down the rate of your heart. That's all it does. It just slows down the rate of your heart so that your pressure is not as high. The reason why your pressure be high for most people because they fucking got sleep apnea. They don't get enough sleep at night. They can't get oxygen into the lungs. The oxygen is the gas for the body. So if the body's running on half empty because you snoring all night, eventually your pressure's gonna go up because you ain't shitting. Shit once a day. You got fecal impaction from junior high and high school. You can't get no water in the body because all your water is absorbed through the colon. And it takes you 3 days to absorb water because when you drink a lot of water, you pee all day. Because your body can't absorb it. So it just gets rid of it. And when it don't get rid of it, swell your ankles up. Most people is just deficient in minerals. Most people are just deficient in minerals. That's all they are. They deficient in certain minerals. Okay, all right, peace. See y'all tomorrow. They just deficient in certain minerals. That's it. And once you get your water balance back, you get your sleep back on place, and you get your electrolytes in the body to balance out your water balance and fix the kidneys, because the kidneys need these electrolytes to fix itself and balance itself. The kidneys are about balance. They're about balance. You got 2 lungs, 2 kidneys, 1 heart. You got 2 lungs. Each lung, you got 5 flaps on 2 lungs. You got 5 flaps on 2 lungs. You got 2 lungs, a heart, and 2 kidneys. The oxygen is the gas of the body. Pressure valve regulator is the heart. The pressure is regulated by the kidneys. The kidneys filter out. It needs those minerals. The liver doesn't have those minerals because your colon is impacted and the liver can't get those minerals into the bloodstream. That's how it works. Most people they don't know how the body communicates. They don't know how the body communicates. And that's how the body communicates. And when somebody call and don't nobody pick up the phone, the body be like, yo, your body is not gonna be like, hey, go see if he at home. Your body gonna be like, hey man, you just bring it to me. So the ways to clear the colon. In form of a weight, we use a couple of methods. The first method that we use is the carrot salad. We use the carrot salad and we do smooth move once a week out of the month on your Friday. Carrots cannot be processed and they cannot be digested raw. So you make the carrot salad. The carrot salad made famous by I forget his name, the doctor that's in Oregon that passed away, God bless the dead. Used it for a very long time, did a lot of good work with his patients. Carrot salad, once a month, on your Friday, before you go to bed, smooth move the shit out. After about 3 months, your colon will be good to go. Ways to become a better fan of Dallas Cowboy, man, go talk to my brother. My brother's a Dallas Cowboy fanatic. Shout out to Rezzy Up, my boy. He a Dallas Cowboy employee. And yeah, man, I fuck with the Cowboys. I fuck with Dallas, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. But, Dallas, all right, they got some work to do. But I'll talk about sports another day. This is for health and wellness. I'll do a sports joint on another day. You know what I'm saying? I fought with Dallas tough. They got some work to do personnel wise, but I'll do a sports talk another day. It's about health and wellness. Yeah, I see you, Red. I see you. Hey, Braden, Trey 5'7", he worked for the Cowboys. That's my dog. You hear me? So now you know somebody that really worked for the organization. Okay, so you gotta understand, cortisol belly is a real thing. Stress will make you fat in the belly. Stress will make you fat around the love handles. Stress and eating. Like people, like you ever seen those FUPA people? They stressed out, they super stressed out, and they eat and they get fat in spots and they start thinking that, oh, if I just do this, I can lose in spots. No. You got to lose everywhere. And here's what thing. First in, last out. The body is really finicky. This is why I be trying to tell people don't play with yourself. Because you'll get that fat around your waist first. You'll get as lean as possible and that thick waist will still be there. And that fat around your waist will be the last one to go. You'll be like, bro, I done lost 20 pounds, but this damn love handle right here just will not, it's the last to go. Got to get your stress under control. Got to get your stress under control. You get your stress under control and you on a weight loss journey, you'll start losing weight real good. You're around your abs, you know what I'm saying? As long as you're doing work that keep the core tone. As long as you do work to keep that core tone, it'll start dropping all over the place. But you gotta lower the stress. If this is the thing. I see a lot of girls in the gym. I see a lot of chicks in the gym. They be built very well. And they just have like this back fat. Waist to be trimmed, they have abs, and they have this back fat, and that's cortisol, that's stress. That's stress. That's the inability to mitigate stress. Inability to mitigate stress. But at the end of the day, though, if you're not moving, there's no way that you're gonna lose weight or shrink your waist. Some people feel like they can wrap their waist with saran wrap and all this other type of stuff and make it sweat. If you're not tonifying those muscles in those areas, this is the reason why in the rule of the mile, I force you to move that. I tell you to move that incline up so it forces you to force those superficial muscles to balance you. The reason for the incline is to force those superficial muscles in your core to continuously balance you. Because you're walking up a hill and you got to lean forward and you grabbing it, you got to lean back and you got to constantly use those small superficial muscles. You got to use them to balance you. That's why I do that. And that's how you're able to trim down that area, because those superficial muscles is what's maintaining your balance. It's maintaining your balance. You don't feel it. Once you start to get to a certain condition, you don't really feel it as much, but that's what's balancing you. That your back gets stronger, your obliques get stronger, your abs, everything gets stronger because it's forcing you to balance yourself as you move that incline up. You ain't got, that's why I say it ain't about how fast you go. It's about that resistance. It's about being able to balance yourself. You see what I'm saying? The incline does that for you, because most people, when they walking up a hill, you see them doing this and they on this side and on that side because they got to balance out. The incline is important. When they're doing the rule of the mile, that's why I say it don't matter how, I don't care about how fast you do it. I don't care about how fast you do it. Get that incline up. Exactly, because it's forcing you to balance yourself. It's those superficial muscles. Those superficial muscles. I don't care about you going 2 miles per hour. I don't care about you going 2.5. I don't care about you going 3. I prefer you to go that. So them quads and them glutes and them hams be burning. That lower back, that be tense up. It keeps that constant tension there. And you want to speed it up. People want to go fast and get it over with. No, not over here. No. Stay steady. That weight gonna fall off of you. That's ears. Make sure your ears are clean. I don't mean like that your ears are dirty, but like get some ear oil, because we live in a day and age where everybody got earbuds in. And a lot of people is getting vertigo, and a lot of people balance is off because they keep headphones on and earbuds in. So go get you some ear oil. Don't get that rinse shit from Walmart. Get ear oil. Ear oil. Put the oil in there. Let the oil break up and then, clean your ears out and your balance will come back. A lot of people, the balance ain't as what it needs to be because the ears are clogged up from those ear pods and things like that. You see what I'm saying? So if your balance is off, make sure you fix your ears. That's the inner ear problem. Most people balance is off because of inner ear problems. Them earbuds will have you off balance, for real. Doesn't matter. Listen, it don't matter what you do, because the rule of the mile takes 20 minutes. That's it. Rule of the mile takes 20 minutes max, 22 minutes max. And as you get more and more in shape, the time comes down. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing. You say, this is what you say. You say, my belly's a bit pudgy. Stop saying that. Stop saying that I am a bit pudgy. Start saying, I am a little less pudgy because I'm working out. Change the way you word the things that you say to the universe because you hear you. Don't reinforce that to you. I am a little less pudgy than I was yesterday because I went and walked. And reward yourself. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it for sure. For sure. True. Sometimes people do need to keep their comments to themselves. Yeah, them heels are the greatest ever. Like, so a little background on me. I played professional football. All of my followers know that. My family is a professional football family, ESPN, the whole nine. And a lot of people try to figure out like why we're such a very athletic family, and it's because heels. We do everything on heels. We red clay heels, man. Red clay, them heels are, I'm telling you, I live and I live by them heels. All of my athletes, the top 10 greatest wide receivers over the last 15 years come out of my camp. The top 10, 5 of the top 10 defensive backs over the last 15 years come out of my camp. Heels, man. Heels. That's why the incline is so important. So if you can't move the incline on a rule of the mile, all you do is do the mile faster. That's it. You just do it faster on level ground. How the rule of the mile works is this. We don't ever do more than a mile. Ever. Ever. Don't never do more than a mile. Okay? I don't know if y'all, this is some shit I made up. I've been doing this shit since 1996. So if somebody come and try and tell y'all this, they not the originators. I've been around for a long time. I've been around a lot of people that y'all see as master trainers. I was around them before they became master trainers. They sat in seminars that me and my counterparts put on, but I am not a social media guy. I've been behind the scenes for so long. I'm new to this whole social media scene. Okay, so let's be clear. Okay, been doing this for a very long time. Been doing this for a very, very, very long time. Okay, the rule of the mile is this. Okay, we never do more than a mile, ever. So what you're gonna do is the first 2 or 3 days you just want to walk the mile. I don't care if it's 2 miles per hour, 3 miles per hour, 4 miles per hour, speed walk. I don't care. Some people are in great enough shape, they can run it. They can jog it, whatever. The rule of the mile means it's just a rule. We're not doing more than a mile, ever. Never. If you got to get in the car, get a Nike app and walk it and drive it, I don't care. 1 mile. That's all we're ever going to do. I don't care if you're in a treadmill at the gym. It doesn't matter where you at in the neighborhood, cul-de-sac. I don't care. We're never doing more than a mile, ever. This is true. Tested over the last 30 years. It works 100%. You're never going to do more than a mile. How this goes, you're going to walk the mile for the first 2 or 3 days. Doesn't matter. You ain't got to do this every day. You can walk it Monday, walk it Tuesday, walk it Wednesday, walk it Saturday. Monday of the next week, though, you're going to walk it faster. You just want to make sure that your time gets better every 2 or 3 days. Because the way your muscles, joints, tendons, ligaments, and lungs, most importantly, lungs, because in the rule of the mile, we do this thing called conscious breathing. This is the reason why you walk the mile first, so you can consciously breathe in through your nose. If you're in the cold, because it is wintertime, you need to cover your nose up so that the air that comes in through your nasal passage does not freeze your brain and eyes. Because your nasal passage brings the oxygen up to a certain degree that the lungs can use it. When you breathe in oxygen through your mouth and it gets into your lungs, that's when you get pneumonia and all these different colds and cold shivers and low iron and all this other type of stuff. Mouth breathers who breathe through their mouth that live up north, most of the women, they have iron deficiencies. This is how this happens, okay? So, when you're walking the mile, you're going to be consciously breathing in through your nose, holding it for a little while, for about 2 or 3 seconds, and out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. That's why you're doing it just a brisk walk. You're not trying to do it for time. You're training the body to use oxygen. Get rid of carbon dioxide. The biggest holder of carbon dioxide in the body is fat tissue. Fat has a bunch of carbon dioxide because a bunch of the waste product has to be stabilized with carbon dioxide and stored in fat. That's why when you lose weight and you start exercising and you lose weight based off how tired you get. Getting rid of that extra carbon dioxide. So, for the first few days, you just want to walk it. Just talking on the phone, whatever you do, gossiping, whatever. I don't care about none of that. Just want to walk it. Then, after your joints, tendons, ligaments, and lungs get acclimated, you're going to walk it faster. You're going to make sure your time is coming down every week. Then you're going to get to a point to where you're going to run it. You're going to get into a slight little, jog. It ain't even a jog. It's like a little extra tip. You're going to do that for 30 seconds. Then you're going to walk for 1:30. You're going to do that again for a little 30 seconds. Then you're going to walk for 1:30. Because the key to it all is catching your breath. Do that little, till you get a little, walk it till you catch your breath. Don't start until you catch your breath. Don't don't go back into your jog until you catch your breath. Some of you may jog for a minute and it may take you the rest of the mile to catch your breath. It don't matter. You jog till you get out of breath or trot till you get out of breath and then walk till you catch all of your breath back. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Over time, as your joints, tendons, ligaments, ankles, hips, knees, everything starts to become more resilient, you'll start to run longer, you'll start to run faster. Your lungs capacity will expand. So now you're not doing 15-minute miles anymore. You're doing 12-minute miles. And as your body starts to acclimate, you went from 12-minute miles, you went from 22 minutes to 19 minutes. 19 minutes to 17, 17 to 15, 15 to 12. I got people who do not run track running 6-minute miles. Rule of the mile. They done in 6 minutes. Their whole day is ahead of them after 6 minutes. Lungs, joints, tendons, ligament, brain function, stress, everything disappears. For sure. All right, Bray, listen, hit me up, bro, so we can, you know what I'm saying? But that's how it works. That's the rule of the mile. It works. I've been doing it for 30 years, bro. 30 years. I done seen hundreds and hundreds of people. Because the thing about the ladies is this. Ladies, they don't want all that extra shit. Some ladies, they just want, you know what I'm saying? They want to tone up. They want to lose a few pounds. They want to walk a little bit, get it over with. They got stuff to do. They got children. They got school. They got to go do. Women got shit to do. Ladies don't like to. They got stuff going on. Fellas, we can go to the gym. We can be on the phone. Whatever. Ladies, they got shit to do. They need 20 minutes and they on. They own about their business. So it all works together. So anytime you increase oxygen intake, you increase oxygen to the brain. When you increase oxygen to the brain operates 10 times better. That's what you call the runner's high. When you get that runner's high, all kind of stuff come to your mind when you walking and running. Ideas, and you be trying to go back like when I was running, man, I was so clear. Oxygen. That's oxygen to the brain. It affects the brain tremendously. That's why all these doctors be recommending exercise. Oxygen to the brain. The oxygen is the gas of the body. Everybody out here, you can't be out here operating a car with no fuel in it. Everybody thinks food is fuel. Food is not the fuel. Food are the replacement parts that you're replacing the parts of the car with. It's the muffler. It's the catalytic converter. It's the battery. It's the oil. It's the things. The thing that makes your car run is the oxygen. It's the gas. Affects everything. That's why people get addicted to working out. That's why people, when they start working out, they get addicted. They think it's because of how they look. It's some people that ain't. Y'all seen these people. Y'all go to the gym every day. This old motherfucker is in the gym every day, and he still look the same 5 years later. It's the oxygen. He ain't doing an extra. He on the leg press for an hour and a half. You trying to do legs. You done went and did squats. You done did leg. You done did this. You done did lunges. You like, bro, I need the leg press, bro. The OG been on the leg press for an hour and a half. OG, you know your knees bad. Come on, man. Oxygen. And it becomes addictive. You get addicted to clear thought. Like you won't even draw until you get that mile in after a certain aspect, because you'll be out there in your own land and so much will come to you. Because the universe give you things when there's no thought. Remember, quiet your mind and the universe speaks. But we so busy in the world and our mind is always talking to us that we cannot listen to the universe speak to us. And it's not until you quiet your mind that you can hear God talk to you. And when you working out, when you tired, especially when you tired and you run, say if you start running and you tired, you concentrate on breathing. You concentrate on trying to get lungs, get air in your lungs. You like, damn, am I gonna make it? And the universe is talking in you. You work out, you quiet your mind. It was hard. Of course, it will be. It definitely gonna be hard for you to sleep, Mojo, because now you're beating yourself up. The ego and the subconscious is arguing for move. They arguing for you know, for space in your mind now. The ego, like, man, I don't feel like fucking running. And the subconscious mind, the great mother is like, bro, I need to talk to you. You can use the sauna anywhere from 3 to 6 days a week. I don't recommend 7 days a week. Dr. Rhonda Patrick and all the people that did research on the sauna, they like to say 7 days a week. I say 3 to 6. I say take a day off because people don't know how to drink fucking water. That's number one. People don't know how to drink fucking water. The sauna will dehydrate you and have you not shitting. And I'm a proponent of going to the bathroom in order for you to sustain health. Now, if you are a person that can be properly hydrated and can hydrate, you can do the sauna every day for a minimum of 30 minutes. But I don't recommend all this hour, hour and a half, 3 bouts of 35 minutes and all this other type of stuff, even though for those of you who don't have time to work out every day, you can do your sauna in place of your run for 45 minutes. Put on your Apple Watch, because I know a lot of y'all got smartwatches. Put it on Pilates. Don't go to nothing else. Put it on Pilates and watch what happens with your heart rate and everything that goes on in the sauna. That 145 to 175 beats per minute will act as if your cardio would train your cardiovascular system to the point to where it thinks that you're working out, but you're not. But listen to me well. Don't try to substitute that shit for working out because you are not getting any lung capacity. Therefore, you're not getting any more oxygen into the system, which is a false positive and will fucking lead to a stroke later on in life. And these knuckleheads don't understand the reason why they fucking falling out at 55 years old after they done been using the sauna trying to substitute it for working out. You cannot substitute for lung capacity. Cannot substitute. There is no, I don't care what, how, every paper says the same thing. Y'all know I don't fuck with Esau Science. All of Esau Science, Dr. Rhonda Patrick, Dr. Uberman, everybody that you can think about, every hotepper and every doctor that you know in the internet sphere would tell you it is a good tool, but your ass better be working out because you cannot substitute the gas of the body. You can't, I don't care what kind of car you got, if it ain't got no gas in it, it ain't gonna run. I don't care how many times you change the oil. You can let it sit out there all 3-4 seasons, change the oil every 3 months, don't never drive it. And it'll break down on you. That's the same thing with the sauna. You can change this oil, you can go sit in the sauna every day and raise your heart rate. But if that gas, you ain't got no gas in the car, you ain't running the car, then the car gonna break down. Yes, I do that all the time. I do that 3 days a week. 3 days a week. And let me tell you the benefits. See, when you go work out, you mobilize toxins. You mobilize toxins into the lymphatic system. Then when you go sit in the sauna, you sweat. That's how you get rid of heavy metals. Excessive heavy metals. You don't get rid of all of them, but you get rid of a lot of excessive heavy metals. When you mobilize them first, then you go sit in the sauna. A lot of people don't even mobilize them. They just get up and just go sit in the sauna and get dehydrated, constipated, and can't shit. But if you go work out, mobilize them, get them in the lymph system, as they moving, go sit in the sauna, you sweat them out. Feel like a new person. That's how you do it. So it's definitely okay to go sit in the sauna after your workout. It's what I prefer. I don't work out ever and not go sit in the sauna. For sure. That's the golden rule. Yes, you can use the 4-salt soak as a substitute for the sauna because that hot water It's different, but it's the same. You will sweat. People don't feel like they be sweating when they be in that forced salt. Your ass be sweating, yeah. You do be sweating. But the forced salt soak is literally designed to get excessive minerals in the body on top of the detox mechanism. It's a detox effect. You can go, run, shower, forced salt soak, you get 10 times the benefit of sitting in the sauna if the forced salt soak is hot enough. That's why I tell you do the forced salt soak once or twice a week. Don't do that all the time. Because you don't need it. You don't need that. Because once you nutrify the body, you need that to circulate in the system in order for your organ system to repair itself. So it definitely can be used in the form of a forced salt soak. Lamar West, why did the former slaves in the South after slavery live well into their 90s and 100s? Some being 135. Well, today we can't make it past 60, 75. Even my Chicago elders are living long. Okay, so I got an auntie that's 70. My grandmother, my great grandmother had my grandmother at 65 years old. Okay, and had my grandmother's sister, her baby sister, at 69 years old. And she had 16 kids. My grandmother had her last child at 48 years old. And all of my greats and great-great-greats, my grandmother's oldest daughter is 76 years old and looks phenomenal. My grandmother's sister is 93 years old and still drive a car. And, every day, like, it's all good. Like, my family's ridiculous. Anyway, the reason why is they did not complicate things. They were under a tremendous amount of stress and a tremendous amount of pressure. But they never overcomplicated things to the point to where they had excessive amounts of stress. Now, here's the kicker. This may sound like something really crazy and out of bounds, but I'm gonna tell you the reason why my granny and her sisters and all my aunties and everybody lived to be a long old age, off the chain to this day, still hitting they nipple that Hennessy and still cutting up. They did not give two fucks about what people thought about them. They loved and lived, and what you thought about them was none of their business. They talked they shit, they drank they liquor, they ate they ham, they did what the fuck they wanted to do. But here's the greatest part. This is the greatest part. You ready for the greatest part? They laughed they ass off. They laughed. They loved. And they lived in joy. Them old stories was funny. You know when your grandmother go to cussing? Let me tell you about your goddamn Uncle Jimbo. This nigga was a whole whore. Be laughing. They tell the funniest stories. They loved, they laughed, they had a good time. They didn't give a fuck about what nobody thought about them. It wasn't no, oh, you ain't got the latest Jordans. Oh, look at your chain. It wasn't none of that. They didn't compete. And they didn't compare. Because everybody was poor. They shared. They helped each other out. They loved each other. They never wanted to see somebody down. If Mayloa's husband was sick, the whole community came and helped Mayloa's nurse her husband back to... My grandmother's house is still standing that my grandfather built with his partners. Me, my brothers, and my uncles tried to buy my grandmother a brand new house built from the ground up, 3,000 square feet. She told me and my brothers and my uncles, my husband and his partners built this house. But what y'all can do is get me some new appliances. They didn't care about all the extra shit, man. They kept it simple. They loved, they lived, they enjoyed the moments. They just was the shit. That's why everything I do is in the memory of my big mama and my mama. Because everything I know, every direction that I was given, all of this health and wellness shit that we have overcame, I got all these remedies from my big mama, man. Niggas who ain't never been sick. I've been on my deathbed twice. My big mama brought me back. Not no doctor. My big mama. I had an incurable disease. My big mama said, I'm gonna take him home, and brought me back. Not no doctor, not no medicine. My grandmother, man. Form Over Weight was formed in the name of my grandmother. Because even though she's formless, she's with us. It's the standard. Form Over Weight is a standard. It's me not allowing you to reduce yourself to a standard that's beneath you. All of this shit that these people tell you about, that shit is beneath you. And I'm not finna let you buy into a modality that is beneath you when your grandmother, your great-grandmother, grandfather, your mama, your great-uncles, everybody fought, did the trial and error for you to know and understand who you really are and how cold you are in this world and your ability to create anything from nothing. They come from nothing. You talking about somebody that came up in the Great Depression. When they said, when immigrant white people was out of work and dying and killing and jobs and poverty, they made it. Unemployment, and my grandmother was born before the dollar. My grandmother and my great-grandmother existed before the dollar, before the Fed. They made it. You telling me you can't make it? I ain't gonna let you buy into that. I ain't finna let you buy into that because I know you cold, man. You your big mama's daughter. You your big mama's son. You your grandmother's grandson. You your grandmother's granddaughter. I'm not finna let you buy into that when they did all of the shit that they did with nothing. And here you are, you have the ability and understanding to create anything in your mind and bring it into reality. And you not doing it. I'm just here to disseminate information so that you can be in a position to not worry about the health and wellness aspect of it. Because if somebody tells me, hey man, I'm sick. Yes, you are. You sick because you said you sick. Stop saying you sick. God said, I am that I am. So what are you? I am sick. Are you? So God's sick now. The God in you. We have to stop utilizing the words that reduce us to the things that's not conducive for our well-being. Tough? Yes. We got to catch ourselves. It takes some work. Just like the rule of the mile, consistency. Got to be consistent in how you talk to yourself. Got to be consistent. I am Lamar West. Listen to me. Okay? If that is what you say it is, then that's what it is. Think about that. If that's what you say it is, then that's what it is. Because with free will, remember, you got free will. Form over weight, rule number 1. We don't fuck with free will. The universe is going to give you exactly what you ask for. If that's what you say. Knowing this, so listen now. Listen to your power. Think about it. Hold on. You see what you just said right there, right? I want you to think about how powerful you are with that. Reel that in. Don't ask the question. Make the statement. Don't ask me the question. No, see, that's the mistake. Don't ask me the question. Don't ask me the question. Make the statement. Make the statement. Then when you make the statement, build on that. Now watch now be careful about what you build. Don't ask the question. Make the statement. Don't ask, you're asking me a question. Don't ask me no question. Make the statement. Don't put no we. Take that we out. Take that we out and add the other one. Add you in that thing. Take the we out. Add you in that thing. Take the R out. Add you to that thing. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Shells. Now, we have that understanding, right? You have come to this understanding, right? There you go, Lamar. There you go. Now you getting it. Now you getting it. Now you here. You've come to this understanding. You have come to this understanding now. Now, there's no more statements. There's no more questions. There's no more questions now. You ain't asking nobody no more fucking questions. Now, you says to me, I am. The universe don't know no other answer other than yes. You hear what I'm saying to you? There is no such thing as the word no in the universe. You follow me? Do you follow me? There's no such word as the word no. No does not exist in the universe. Got me? So, when you say the universe says, God says, so now, we got an understanding. You have come to this understanding, right? Understanding that particular thing. What does that mean to you? Don't add nobody else into this. Don't put nobody else in it. Don't put mama, don't put daddy, don't put nobody else. No other person. Because now we got to get to the understanding of who you really are in order for you to be able to understand how this shit work out here. So that's something you need to think about. Now, understanding that you know who you are, you just defined you. You defined you, not me, not no book, not no elder, not nobody else defined you. You were defined of your own free will and accord of who you were. You said, I am. Now, understanding who you are, now figure out what that means to you. If I am this, then what does that mean to me? And then you define you. And when you define you, there's no such thing as no in the universe. There's no such thing as no. I think I've been teaching a little bit too much tonight. Y'all got that? That's y'all work. Define you. Who are you? That's a very, very, very important question. And there's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. There's only the answer that you seek. So make sure that you define you the way that you want the universe to present you to the world. You are truly the greatest ever. You are the greatest creation that has ever been created. You have allowed other people to define who you are. That's over with. You have come to this understanding. This understanding that you're the greatest. And nobody defines your greatness other than you. Most people don't know what their greatness is because they have never defined themselves. They have never known who they were. They have allowed other people to dictate and tell them who they were, whether it was their mother, their friends, their teachers. People have defined people for years. No. Take a little time and define you. Now, let me tell you a very important aspect. This is the most important aspect of it all. The lesson is good. The lesson is good, okay? But this is more important than the lesson, okay? This is more important than the lesson. I want you to listen to me. This is more important than the lesson. This is the part everybody fail at. A lot of people fail at that. This is the most important part. Tell no one. Tell no one. You are one of one. there's no other you. So if you're not telling you, who are you telling? Tell no one. You just live it and allow them to define you in their mind. But you don't tell them who you are, because only you know who you are. That's the most important part. Everybody want to go tell it on the mountain because they want somebody to like them. But it don't matter who like you when you love you. You the nicest. That everybody else try to figure out why they like you. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. 11/11.